Hey, this is Sarah, and today I'm going to talk to you about the last 3 books I read. So I'm working on the 52 books for 2012. I think the last one of these I was talking about the first book of the Hunger Games Trilogy. I've since, in the last week, managed to finish the second 2. So I've also read now Catching Fire and Mockingjay. For a little brief overview in the way that I can do it as best as possible without any spoilers. Basically, the idea behind the story is that it's a futuristic society in the sense that they have a lot of technology, but everybody's confined to what is essentially 14 states, I guess. I don't really remember seeing District 1. I don't think that was touched on really, other than they're very much like District 2. But you have the capital itself, and then Districts 1 through 13. It's assumed from the get-go that 13 has been completely destroyed in a war that they had previously, when there was a revolt against the capital, and basically everybody who lives in the capital is, living in the lap of luxury. They have as much food and stuff as they want. They have big banquets. They do the whole vomitorium thing. There's a lot of hedonism. You get a lot of very much that crazy, rich Roman vibe to it. It's really crazy. And we actually follow pretty much mostly, because it's all first person, following around Katniss Everdeen, who is our amazing heroine. And in the first book, we join her in the games, the Hunger Games themselves, what the first book is named after, which is less a battle to the death, basically. They pick a boy and a girl tribute from each of the districts 1 to 12. As I said, 13 is assumed to be destroyed. This is their punishment for the revolt that was previously led by 13. And we find out that this is the way that they keep, everybody down. We start at the 74th Hunger Games. And we see that Katniss actually puts herself in her sister's place. It's amazing. There's a lot of background story. There's so much so it feels like every little detail in the first book you visit again in another book. It's a bit hard because when you want to talk about something that you find really awesome in one of the books, then when you get to the next book, you're like, oh my god, that was a really important plot point eventually. You definitely, at least I definitely didn't feel like there was anything really, extra in there. I definitely felt like everything tied together really well. I have to say, I really enjoyed these books. They do sit in the youth section. That is never anywhere I normally am. And then I realized that actually it was crazy because the things that they were getting away with were insane. You need to be prepared for the fact that, if you're somebody that's like, oh, I don't like any violence in my books, or I don't like any brutality or anything, it's amazing how much they can get away with, but then no sex. So, I don't know, it's neither here nor there. I really enjoyed them. I really, really, really enjoyed them, and especially Mockingjay. It was incredible. It was absolutely a journey. There were points when, Katniss was completely insane, and it was definitely reflected in the writing and how she was perceiving things and the way that the story was flowing, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. I know everybody's going on about the books, and I wasn't sure entirely, and you know, then I saw the trailer for the movie, and it was like, oh, well, you know, ages ago I saw the trailer, so I thought, okay, well, let's see how much it is on Amazon, and I wasn't prepared at that exact moment to just pick up a book that I basically hadn't heard anything about, and then I heard everything about, because sometimes that's good, and then sometimes that's Twilight, which, admittedly, I'm going to read at some point, just because everybody else has read it, so I feel like if I don't read it, it's one of those things, it's like reading Anne Rice, you know, or actually, no, for me, it's Dan Brown. I hate Dan Brown. His writing, to me, at least, is terrible. Hate it. Really, really hate it. Doesn't make any sense. It's like the man's never done any research at all to me. But I read every single Dan Brown book I get my hands on just to say that I've read it. I don't know why. I think part of me is like, I can't believe he got this published. I don't know. But, so there's that. It's, you know, I read the sample. I'm pretty sure it's still available on Amazon, which I think was like the first 50 pages of the Hunger Games. And you get a really good feel for how she writes, even if you don't get a really fantastic chunk of the story. It was really good. I read it on the Kindle edition, you know, but you can find the books out there. I think the cheapest I've seen the set of 3 for at the moment is like $31.99 Canadian, which for the 3 hardcover book set was pretty good. Shh, puppy dog. Sorry, Socks, the dog. But yeah, it was really, really good. Really, really good. So yeah, that was another 3 books towards my 52 of 2012. Next up is actually the Harry Potter series. I'm still reading my book on randomness. I'm still halfway through Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged, because I'm trying to chisel away at the book on randomness, which is not going very well. I actually think I might be abandoning it, because it's just so much work. I normally read those sorts of scientific humor books because they're sciencey but humory, and it's just so dry. And I still haven't finished the, the wizard detective story either. But yeah, that's how far I am so far. So yeah, I should be in touch soon to let you know. I think so far, really enjoying the first Harry Potter book, and I really wish that it was... I guess I really wish it was done with more playfulness like the books were. The movies, because I've seen pretty much all of them except the last one now. So, anyway, thanks very much, and I'll talk to you soon.